And the son of an Israelitish woman, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel, and this son of the Israelitish woman and a man of Israel strove together in the camp. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed. And they brought him unto Moses, and his mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Dibri of the tribe of Dan. And they put him in ward, that the mind of the Lord might be showed them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Bring forth him that hath cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Whosoever curseth his God shall bear his sin, and he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to death, and all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as well the stranger, as he that is born in the land, when he blasphemeth the name of the Lord, shall be put to death.
Yo, what's happening? It's Benjamin D'Souza here, back with another classic. And I would like to bring this particular tape forward to shed some light and illuminate some brothers out there. Because as you heard in the previous clip, unfortunately, the young man who blasphemed our God, he met a untimely demise. Now, as I see it today, there are a lot of people who think that it's in vogue to disrespect the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and blaspheme him. There are one content creator in particular, that being SWP. You know, he's a devout atheist who rails against Christianity, and I get it. And like SWP, I have those exact same people in my family. I have a close cousin of mine who makes a lot of Facebook posts, a lot of, I shut it down, but about a year or so ago, he called me, all zealous and whatnot, calling himself trying to evangelize me on atheism. You know what I mean? And it's funny, just a sidebar, it's funny. For these atheists out here, they do have a God. They say they don't have a God, and they rail against the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but they do have a God. And their God will manifest itself if you just watch them. Just sit back and watch them close enough. Real quick, my cousin whom I'm speaking about, he called me a couple years ago talking about, really he was railing against Christianity and speaking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and had all these disparaging things to say, and he was making his case and whatnot. And I came back to him and I said, man, the law, statutes, and commandments within the scripture are very applicable to man today. And to be honest with you, they are our salvation. And I quoted, if you go through the book of, I believe, Leviticus and Deuteronomy and Numbers and whatnot, there is a law, and I use this historical example where I want to say back in the 1920s, the Midwestern Dust Bowl and whatnot, how the land got overfarmed. And due to the land being overfarmed, it depleted the nutrients of the soil to where the soil didn't hold firm. When the soil didn't hold firm, wind came through and just made a dust bowl. A dust bowl that can be seen, a dust cloud that can be seen from Middle America all the way to the eastern seaboard. If the peoples of the early 1900s had incorporated that statute, that precept from the scriptures, the Dust Bowl of the early 1900s would have been avoided altogether. That's applicable. That is a big historical event that has been well documented. And if you apply scripture to that being, you work the land for a certain amount of years, and then you let the land rest for a certain amount of years. Go through the scriptures, and you'll find that's my bell cow. When someone wants to discredit the scriptures, I point to that, because that's something that we all learned about in middle school and high school. That's not something that's spooky, that's in the clouds that nobody knows about. No, that is something within the past century or so, really century, that we can point to. And that's what I use to refute my cousin. But getting back to the point, I see a lot of brothers who take this road, and they speak down on the scriptures. But I understand, because they are conflating Christianity with the scriptures and the true God of the scriptures. And they don't make a differentiation between either. They throw the baby out with the bathwater, and they blaspheme when they really should just watch their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because, granted, I get it. You got a lot of bad, disparaging things to say about Christianity. And this book is attached to Christianity, like it or lump it. It's attached to it. Whether the practitioners of Christianity are misusing this book, misusing the scriptures and distorting them, and presenting a perverse depiction of the Most High or not, it's attached nonetheless. But you got people blaspheming the Most High because of a perverse depiction of the Most High. Now, just to give a disclaimer, I understand what time period we're in. I understand that I can't snatch motherfuckers up by the collar and stone them to death if they blaspheme. I get that. But to the people out there who do share these same sentiments as these certain atheists and whatnot, who have no fear of the Most High before them, and who feel free to blaspheme my God, just know, I'm not gonna do nothing to you, but just know I'm looking at you, and what's going through my mind is, okay, yeah, you lucky, because the edicts and the precepts of my God justify me causing you severe harm for what just came out your mouth. So I think it would benefit brothers a lot if they would watch their mouth. As my father would say, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, man. Not saying I'm not gonna do nothing to you, because I understand this is not XYZ BCE. We are living in these modern times. And I find it funny that some of the people who rail against white supremacy and whatnot, who beat the drum for white supremacy this, white supremacy that, it's this same white supremacist structure that we are under that affords you the liberty to speak in the manner in which you're speaking, as it pertains to you blaspheming my God. Because understand, if we were not under this alleged white supremacist structure, you wouldn't, and we were under a more how you say, scriptural structure, you wouldn't get a sentence out on that bullshit you talking. You wouldn't get 2 words out before your head would be on that goddamn chopping block. You know, so I just find it ironic that some of the people who do rail against WS, it's WS that's kind of saving them, you know what I mean, in the same vein, you know. So, but yeah, this is just me bringing light to the scriptures. That, you know, people like to just lump Christianity and turn the other cheek and, you know, be meek and just roll over and let people be a pushover, be the pushovers of the planet. No, that's not what the scriptures say. You're looking at it from a lens, from a different lens. You look at it from another lens, you're gonna see something different. You know, how I view the scriptures, as far as that turn the other cheek is concerned, depending on the situation, I'll take that up with God when I see him. You hear me? That's something that, hey, look, I'm gonna have to take a hit on that. I'll take that up with the big man when I see him. You know what I'm saying? Cause I ain't turning the other cheek for shit. Granted, the severity of the situation. Now, there are some minor situations to where I can turn the other cheek and whatnot. You know, it's at each brother's discretion. But major shit that's gonna impact me adversely and severely, I'm not gonna turn the other cheek. I'm going to meet you with an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth vigor. But brothers have to align themselves with the scripture and become, you know, adept with the scriptures to know when and get that understanding, get that wisdom. Because like I said, knowledge is one thing, understanding comes from the Most High. So brothers have to get that understanding to know when they need to turn the other cheek and when they shouldn't turn the other cheek, you know. So yeah, for you blasphemers, man, for you blasphemers, if you're gonna speak against religion and whatnot, I think you need to be a little bit more detailed and be a little bit more meticulous and make delineations between religion and what the scriptures actually say. Because just know, you are saying certain disparaging things and you're speaking disparaging things and essentially blaspheming a God who has instruction for his people to deal with blasphemers in a harsh manner. So just be careful. Just be careful. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Get up on that. And you know what? Just on second thought, additional thought, I should say, I think I'm going to make this into a series highlighting using scripture to highlight aspects of the Most High that come down from on high to his people, you know. Because I think a lot of people got us fucked up. Real shit. You got me fucked up. And we're going to have to re-educate certain aspects of the populace to approach and deal with us in the correct manner. Because when you say that your God is of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, automatically a lot of people think that, okay, well, you're just going to roll over and die. You just living to crawl into the grave. Nah. When you go through them scriptures, much of what's in that scripture says that no, we don't wait to crawl into the grave, but we in fact put motherfuckers in the grave. You know what I'm saying? So, now I am responsible to make sure that for the zealous brothers who might come across this, don't take it the wrong way and misconstrue what I'm saying and run with it. We are not living in 2000, 3000 BC. So we cannot act on what the scriptures say to a T. We have to morph what it says to fit the modern times, but that is at your discretion and at your understanding. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, I think a lot of people got us fucked up. Got me fucked up in particular. So I think I'm gonna turn this into a series, an ongoing series. I don't know what the title of the series is gonna be, but I think that light needs to be shed on this to where brothers who are in the knowledge can know and build upon their knowledge and their understanding, and to the profane who feel free to just talk cash shit about the Lord, our God. You need to watch your mouth, and you need to watch how you act around the brothers, because it's not what you think. You think it's this, but it's really that. You feel me? But yeah, that's all I got on that. Get up on that.